Bienvenido, mis maracas. Right, what's up? This is about Mount and Amrabat. Can they save our season? They might. We could do some really fun stuff with them. So I'm gonna go through what I think we might see. First thing is, I don't think that we should be doing constant pressing anymore. And I think we should be falling into a mid block for most of the time, and then occasionally do presses. But here I've got us in a 4-1-4-1 mid block, and this looks quite good with Amrabat and Mount with Amrabat and Bruno central and Mount in Bruno's position, because I think that he's a better defender. The big issue with this is Reguilon and Rashford are not good in duels. And so what we would expect is we'd expect Rasmus to work really, really hard to keep the ball coming down our right-hand side where we can defend it quite well. So that would be the mid block. Now, in the low block, I think is where we're going to see much more fun stuff shine. We know that we have had a problem in zone 14, which is here. Okay, we either are letting people score from it or we're allowing access to it far too easily. So this is my solution for what we do, and it's a back five where Reguilon, Martinez, Lindelof and Delot can come in, and we drop Casemiro here. So we're nice and protected in the centre. Amrabat will play just in front, Bruno on one side, Mount on the other, and then for our resting attack, we have Rasmus and Højlund, and these two are so fucking fast that teams will be genuinely terrified of these players. Like, they will, this low block will scare any team with a high line, because the transitions are mental with these two. And what you would expect to see in a low block, right, is you'd expect to see Reguilon coming out to challenge and Bruno doubling up to protect the channel, and then you would have Amrabat and Mount coming across, and you can see that we're really well protected in this space here. And if they were to beat Reguilon, you would expect a setup like this, and that looks pretty good, doesn't it, boys? We're really well protected there. But there's more interesting things that we can do. I think that we should always have Mount and Bruno in the three because of their energy to get out here. But I would like Casemiro in between them because I think that he's the best for starting transitions, and even without the ball, you should be looking to control the game and to have options in order to score. But I'm not sure that Amrabat has the power to play as a sort of centre back. So what we could do is we could have Amrabat come into the right back position, and Lindelof and Delot adds a bit more aerial prowess to that back four. But if you were going to be safe, you would you'd have Casemiro in the centre as he's probably the best player in the team aerially. And incidentally, this could be McTominay as well, but I don't think it will be. So that's us defending in a block, and I think that solves a lot of our problems. Let's look at how we would work in second phase play. And in second phase play, we would want Rasmus stretching the pitch vertically. That means getting as high up as possible, which basically forces them back, or means there's more space in between the lines. We'd expect Rashford in the inside area off him, and we'd expect Reguilon providing the width. Now this is where all the fun stuff can happen, because we'd have Bruno in this area here, we would have Mount down here, and I think we'll get Amrabat in that area. Sorry, I just want to make this look nice. I think we'll get Amrabat in this area playing a sort of floating pivot. So if we want to send the ball down the right-hand side, he'll come across to support here. And if we want to send it to the left-hand side, he'll come and support here, and so on. And the other good thing about this, right, is that what you normally see is teams playing on one side, right? So they'll either go out left or they'll go out right. And if we were to go out on our right-hand side, you would get something much more like this, with everyone moved across. So you've still got width with Reguilon, and you've got a good counter-pressing structure here. But Amrabat would be the left-sided midfielder in this case, and that means that he can get out and help cover these spaces. Casemiro cannot do this, which is why I have Casemiro at the pivot, because even though I think Amrabat is probably better at receiving and turning with the ball, if you put Casemiro here, there's too much space for that big pudding to cover. And in final phase play, this is where stuff gets incredibly interesting, but also illustrates a lot of problems we have. Is you have Rasmus penalty spot, Bruno Rashford half spaces, Reguilon providing width, and then this is the really fun stuff. So we'll put these players here, and we'll put Martinez and Lindelof on the halfway line. Now, what you can do here is Casemiro is always going to have to be central, right? But Dalot and Amrabat can both play wide, and we saw in the World Cup that Amrabat covered Hakimi a lot of the time. That's where that famous clip of his recovery run against Mbappe starts. So we know that, well, I think we know that Amrabat can do it against the best in the business at the right back. Dalot's good at providing width, and then that allows us to have Mount inside, and he's probably best on the half turn, threading through balls, things like that. He's also extremely good at working the channel, which is the space between the full-back and the centre-back, and also he can probably play this position, and Bruno can play here. And if you look at these four here, these are probably our best technical players in tight areas, with slight question marks on Bruno. But this is a really good triangle, diamond, that makes it hard to lose the ball. And in recovery, if you add Rasmus to this side, these boys here are our best pressers, I think, and our strongest. So I'd expect us to consistently win the ball high up the pitch. The issues are, though, on the other side, you have Martinez, Rashford, and Reguilon, who are all poor high up the pitch defending. Reguilon, we love his energy, we love his effort. He'll work hard, he'll work all day, but I'm not sure how strong he is in 1v1 situations. Rashford, I'm just going to be generous and say it's tactical reasons, doesn't do a lot of defensive work. Martinez is poor covering these spaces here. He's poor defending with his back to the goal, weak, not powerful. And Casemiro doesn't really have the legs to get out and support. So how could we sort this out? Well, we could actually drop Bruno a little bit deeper into this position, as I've talked about before. We could swap Casemiro and Amrabat around, and we could have a little bit more, and we could have Amrabat with a little bit more energy getting out here. But then you've got Bruno at bloody right centre back. You've got Casemiro, who's going to be involved in this diamond, and he's not particularly good at it. So what I think we're going to see with Mount and Amrabat is we're going to see a really good functional right-hand side of the pitch. And we have got serious issues. Let me just make this a bit more appealing. We have got serious issues on the left-hand side of the pitch with these players. These players aren't really suited to play a high line. Martinez and Lindelof are not a good rest defence. Bruno and Casemiro. So if you look at this here as the rest defence, this isn't particularly good. Like, our best rest defence would probably be Amrabat and Dalot, and we can do that, but I don't think that that's as good. But anyway, those are my thoughts on how Amrabat and Mount might change the team and stuff. And just to summarise them, I think really, really good at all stages of play on the right-hand side, much more secure in defence, and also probably better at transitions. But there is a huge problem on Manchester United's left-hand side with Reguilon, Martinez, Casemiro and Rashford, because some of them don't have the will and some of them don't have the ability. But anyway, let me know what you think and shout out to all my X4 boys.